is.
I do feel like
That's right.
I feel like the muttering and the sign, like that's passive aggressive, right? Like when you're trying to
Isn't
get
it
them,
like trying to act like you're not mad when you're mad? Like if you're passively being aggressive.
I view it more as you're trying to confront them about something or so along
Without
those lines
saying
without
it?
actually
Yeah.
saying it. So it's like, I want you to know that I'm upset, but I'm not coming out and telling you that I'm upset. I want you to ask about it, and then maybe we get into the conversation that way. Which
I think
is
if
like
the
a
other person
complete
is able
soft
to
move.
say, dude, come on, I'm not doing anything, when it's clear that they are, I feel like that's passive aggressive. I think that's a good rule to go by.
Okay. Also, if you're saying things that you know are going to upset the person you're talking to, but then you try to feign ignorance, even though you know, and they know, yeah, I would say
Anybody
that's
interested in the Webster Dictionary definition of it?
Yeah,
All right,
let's
here
go
you
with
go.
it.
Passive aggressive is defined by Merriam-Webster.com as being marked by or displaying behavior characterized by expression of negative feelings, resentment, and aggression in an unassertive way, as through procrastination, stubbornness, and an unwillingness to communicate. A passive-aggressive personality.
I would say
Okay, there
that
you
your
go.
Like
I
it.
would say that your sense of humor has some of that. I never really feel like it's genuinely just being maybe a little bit sometimes, but most of the time it's just a joke.
This feels pretty passive aggressive right here to me. I feel like he's like kind of wanting to call me out, but then he's towing the line a little bit here. How
All right,
about this? Don't go half stepping. That's what my dad always told me. You hit the hole, you can't go half stepping. You better go all in. What you got for me then, Nathan?
Musso, first question,
Let's hear
OTB
it.
mailbag.
Yeah, first question.
You two knock it off.
Saved by
Brian
the
Burgess. Brian Burgess says, "What would you do with your lotto winnings?"
I mean, you already know what I
I'd
would do.
tithe $50 million to my church. I'd give another
with
50.
the eye
I
roll,
just passive
Tubok with
aggressively
the
roll
eye
my
roll.
eyes.
I'd give another 50 to a charity, and then after that, it's on, man. It's on. Like,
Definitely some charity. Probably a house.
bro, you got $400 million. Give some to charity.
Okay,
I said
look,
I said
can we just
definitely.
assume that we're going to give some to charity? Can we all just assume that we're going to give some to charity? Okay.
Top 10 things passive aggressive people say. I'm not mad.
Yes.
Fine, whatever.
Yes.
I didn't know what you meant by now.
It's not a big deal.
I feel like I'd get a
You
great
just want
car.
everything to be perfect.
I'd want to get a great car and then get everyone in my family set up with like a really
That
nice
new,
house.
you get that new Mercedes we were
Yeah,
looking at
that
yesterday.
new,
They
that
did.
new
Yeah.
Mercedes that
Yep,
they're
yep,
using
yep,
for the
yep.
Formula E series.
Looks like
It'd
a
be great.
Batmobile.
You get a Tesla for $35,000 now. How about that? The
that's
Tesla,
nothing.
yeah, the new Tesla model.
35?
You
Get
can
on
only
Tesla.
you can only buy online though. They're getting rid of all stores. You already know what I would do. Sick gaming PC, and I would build that wave thing in my backyard that I always talk about. With new technology too, I'd probably buy the new earbuds. Yeah, maybe like a really nice car. I don't know.
Finesly Snipes. What's the best piece of life advice you learned way too late?
I'd like to think that there's still life advice that I can
Yeah.
ignore and it'd be too late ahead of me. So I'm not sure.
I don't
know
think I
if
understand
I'm
that
too late
tense.
for life advice. Well, okay, what's something that you realize that you should have listened to when you were younger that it's kind of too late? You can't listen to that advice now.
Yeah. Look, if I really like athletically, right? Looking back on my career, I probably could have partied a bit less. Probably could have maybe refocused some of the priorities there. But
Investment strategies?
You can't live with the regret.
Investment
Oh,
strategies?
yeah. Ooh, I
That's
feel
always
like that would
depressing.
hurt.
That's a really depressing one too, because like, man, if only I had started this X amount of years ago, I'd have this now.
Well, look at that. Apple did turn out to be something, didn't they?
The old iPhone worked out.
I don't know. I need some. I need some new life advice that I'm gonna feel like, damn, way too late. Okay, what do we got next?
Brooks Godberry in the huddle says, "How soon after becoming a father does one develop dad strength? At what age does old man strength kick in?"
What is dad's strength?
You know about that dad strength?
Yeah, I mean-
it's like even when you're in like your physical prime, is like a, or not your prime, but like a 17, 18-year-old, how your dad, even though he's old, could still beat you up, essentially. Just because he's your dad and you're like, he's way stronger than me no matter what happens.
I feel like you get that like immediately, right? Like it's just like
Yeah,
a
do y'all-
rite of
I mean,
How
I,
did you
I could
guys-
beat up Alice, yeah. So
See,
I think,
exactly.
yeah.
So there you go.
Okay,
right?
good.
Exactly.
Don't lose that.
Yeah, no, she's gonna take her a few years before she can challenge a champ here.
Dad strength to me is more mental than physical.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's
see,
a
that's the
huge,
thing.
it's
I
a
feel like
huge
that'd be
mental
bigger.
block for the kid. Even when I was in my physical prime at LSU, I was still a little intimidated by my old man. Even though if it ever really came down to it, I always told him I'd just kick him in the side of the knee immediately because he has no cartilage left in any of his knees.
Just threaten his health.
They took it all out. He just has bone grinding on bone everywhere he goes.
What about old man strength?
They're one and the same.
Oh.
To me, I don't know if I notice a difference. Normally, when you say old man strength, you're like young, right? You're like in high school, and the person you're talking about is like 40 or 50. I don't know. So yeah, I feel like as soon as you become a dad, your dad's strength actually kicks in.
Nookie trying to get everybody in trouble here. What did Rivers do that irritated you the most?
Nothing.
Not one
Nothing.
thing.
Everybody, please admit.
Everything was
Rivers
awesome.
is the nicest person I've ever met.
She's incredible.
Did she ever do anything to annoy anybody?
No,
I don't
no,
think
I
so
don't think
either.
so.
I don't
No,
think so.
I honestly
Also, great taste in lots of things.
Yep.
every
Everything.
day.
Love her music.
Every day we're in here, I'm very, very upset that Musso's still here.
Me too,
Actually,
dude.
like
I
that
miss
is
Rivers too. Just so
That's
much
how bad
everybody.
it is. That's how
He
much
Line
smells
starts
worse.
behind Musso.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right,
Er-
extra mailbag?
I got one more.
All right, hit me.
One more. Champ wants to know, should he be ashamed that he's still better for now than his kids at sports?
No, not at all.
How old are his kids?
That's the better question.
Huh?
You're young.
question.
You're young. If you're in if your kids are in high school and you're still better, you might
Yeah,
want to
that's
give up on the
problem. That's
dreams.
problem.
Your kids probably aren't that good at
Give him a
sports.
flute for Christmas.
Worst. This from Brian Burgess. Worst Mardi Gras memory. We talked
Ooh.
about some of the best Mardi Gras memories.
Being stuck at like 2 o'clock in the morning, nowhere to stay, nowhere to go,
Oh.
can't find anything, you know what I mean? Should we contemplate just driving back? Should we do this? Should we sleep in the lobby? Should we sleep on this couch? Security guards coming, we can't. What are we going to do? I mean, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? You know,
I had a little too much to. I imbibed a little too much one night. At a rental tux. Me and my wife got in a fight. This was another Endymion Ball night. And I ended up sleeping at, like, one of my friends, his cousin, had a hotel room. I ended up crashing on the floor. I woke up soaked. I don't know exactly what happened. I won't need to get in details. But I woke up soaking wet. So I couldn't wear my tux. I had to walk over a mile back to my hotel room naked.
what?
In a
And afraid.
robe, in a bathrobe that I took from the hotel with tux shoes on. It was like the
Wait, why didn't you just wear the
Is that
tux?
Bobby's son?
the tux was soaked.
So you decided for a robe instead to walk through?
I had no other clothes. I had nothing else to
I would
wear.
have just walked in the wet tux.
It was
Okay, all right.
the
maybe
which
so.
which
probably
liquid
cold.
it was.
Yeah,
you
it's Mardi
don't
Gras.
really want to wear that. The point being, yeah. It was very wet.
Probably just the hangovers.
Yeah,
For me,
but
hangovers
that
are
was
bad.
low. That was a low moment for your boy there. I kind of had to look in the mirror and
Where
ask
are we?
myself some real questions.
What's the
about-
deal here?
About like what I'm doing with my life, what direction are we heading?
The road is forking. Which way are you going to go?
Everybody's like laughing and taking pictures of me as I'm walking. Just
Looks
Again,
like
be
the
glad.
Cannons
I
kid.
was very young. Very
Be
young.
glad it wasn't in
that-
social media age,
Yeah.
T.
Yeah, that would be great if that came up whenever you Google image T-Bob Abear.
In a robe,
No, I-
hotel
you know.
robe and tuck shoes.
I don't think
Chill
that.
out, bro.
Nolan Kane from LSU Baseball next.
Off the bench with Kalana and T-Bob.